Hey guys, today we're going to be doing marble. We're going to do a couple different kinds. Let's get my hand all situated there. So there are a few different ways you can go about doing this, and I am going to show you two or three. There's the typical kind of striped way with the clear and the white and a little glitter. There's the messy way. You can do it with polish too, but we're just working with acrylic today. And then I saw a cool one on TikTok I'm going to try. It's like a, well, it's hard to explain. I'll have to show you. So I'm going to be working with some blues and some pinks, you know, the usual. Don't mind this. I've been messing my hand up a lot, so we're just going to ignore that. I'm going to be using Dive In from the nail plug. I also have the 24 karat from the nail plug, Nut from the Glam Trap House. I have some Teal from Lee Nails, and that's what we're going to be working with. So we're going to start out with the typical, the stripe pattern that you're going to see a lot of. What do you want to do with it? So usually they say to dip your brush in all three acrylics. I don't care for that. It always comes out really messy to me. So what I like to do is start with a little bit of clear. I dip my brush. Here, let me show you. So this is how we're going to do this. So I like to dip just a little clear and then my main color and pick up a bead of that and start it on a diagonal pattern. And just kind of give it that stripe, you know? That's what you see a lot of now is the stripes, kind of the diagonal stripes, I guess. And you want to give it like a little wall. You don't want to blend that down because you want something to push the clear and the white up against. Now, for the next part, you're going to mix your white and your clear, and that's what's going to give it that marble effect. They say to dip it in the main color and then the clear, but I want the clear to be the last thing on the nail so that you can see those swirls. So I dip that first and then I pick up the white. And then you're going to lay that down and you're going to run it up along that line. But this you kind of want to pat and pull around to help mix that clear and white up, and that's what's going to give it that marble effect. Working diagonally is kind of hard for me, so but you can kind of see how it's getting that swirl, and the more you pat it and push it, the more that pattern's going to show up. It's also going to show up when you drill it down too. You're going to see more of it. So you just want to try to keep it even as possible, which is kind of hard when you're working like this. Now I have some gold and some silver for the glitter. I'm using glitter acrylic instead of just glitter, but you don't need much. You just want to run it along one of these lines. You can also use the gold foil that you stick down, like the foil leaf. But for these, that's what I usually do. After I finish the nail, I just stick a little along that line. But for this, I'm just going to use the glitter acrylic. I'm going to use gold because that shows up really well. So you basically just want a really thin line right there so you get that kind of vein of sparkle. It doesn't really matter if you get it on the nail because you're going to cover a lot of that up. So then you're going to pick up some clear and your main color again, just a little bit. And same thing, and you're going to keep repeating this pattern. See how that's going to kind of close up that glitter. And same thing, you're going to want to pat and push and pull to mix that clear in there and give it that. Or you can just do your main color by itself. I put the clear just to give it more of the marble effect. But you don't have to put the clear in every bead. You can do it just in the white. I don't know, I like it this way. You don't have to do that. You just want to keep pushing to keep that line, that pattern going. And I feel like it needs a little bit more of that because if I do the pattern too closely together, it kind of gives it it kind of makes it look like stripes. I don't like that. So the cool part about the marble is if it doesn't look right to you, you can always add another bead to it because it's mixing it up anyway. So you can always add more and just lay it on top or, you know, push it up to it. because it's marble, the pattern doesn't have to be exact. Just general, you know? So you can always just add a little more. And just keep pushing. So now we go and repeat the pattern again. A little bit of clear, grab our white. You want to do less as you go further down, so you don't have a big chunk of it and a bunch of it isn't hanging off the edges. Or not, you know, whatever. And like I said, with that white and clear, you really want to kind of pat that around with your brush and mix that all up, because that's going to give it that swirl. Just make sure it's straight, press it up against, tuck it in, I guess. Now we're going to add a little bit more gold and then finish off with our blue. Just a little bit. You just want a little vein of glitter. You don't want a big chunk of it. Just a vein, just like you would see in the stones. Now there's the end of it. That wasn't enough. Now, normally I wouldn't do these colors together because that dark, the blue is super dark, but I like how it shows up on camera. It's great for showing texture and patterns and, you know, whatnot. So what you want to avoid is, see this straight line here? You want to avoid that because it makes it look too stripy and patterned. So just take your brush and mess it up, because you want it to look like natural rock. So if you find that it's too straight, just use your brush, push it around like I'm doing now, and give it some texture and character. And then you just pat it back down. There we go. It gave us a pretty decent marble look. Now this one, you can also do the pattern smaller, which I'm only going to show you 2 ways today. Let's show you the pattern just a little bit small, like I guess let's go with 2, just so you can see that way. I don't do it that way often, but we're going to do it that way today. I guess my brain's pretty OCD about this kind of stuff, so I don't know. Let's use a lighter color this time. We're going to use that teal. Grab our clear, grab our teal. Now I already know that this bead isn't going to be enough, but I want to add to the top of it so that I don't have that big clear blob right there. Which, I mean, it's still a blob, but as you move it around, you're going to see the pattern emerge as the clear mixes in and moves around as it polymerizes inside there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use silver for this one, just for something different. This is a very bright silver, but I like this silver with the teal, so you're just going to push that right up against for that vein, same as the other one. I'm still learning how to use this hand, and it is fighting me. So you want to make sure you can see it though, but it doesn't need to be like all over it. And again, you don't want too straight of a line, which it should take care of that straight line as you push and pull the other colors into it. We're going to do a little bit bigger bead of white this time. Well, not white, white and clear, I guess. Since we're going on that diagonal a little harder. A little bit of clear, a lot of white. And just make sure you're reaching it all the way to both sides. And you can see how as I'm pushing it, it's giving it that that swirl. And try to make sure, you know, your pattern's even. It doesn't have to be too even because it's supposed to be a rock, you know. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just, but you want it to be clean, you know. So I'm going to add a little, since I'm only doing the one stripe here, I am going to add a little bit more silver. Just because I like the silver and I feel like that wasn't enough. And you can also just kind of tap it inside wherever and give it that vein. I like how that's coming out actually. I'm usually never very happy with it, but marble was hard for me. So remember, you're mixing your clear and your main color. Just a little dip in the clear and then a dip in the main color. Lay that bead down and press it up against the little shelf you got going here. And as you press it, it'll mix the colors together. There we go. Ooh, I got something in my brush. Now, obviously, I need to file and whatnot, but you can kind of see the nice marble pattern in there. I like how that turned out. Okay, now, the one we're going to try now, it's a little harder. You're using dark colors for this. And what I saw, I'm going to try. Basically, you're just mushing stuff up. So I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to take my pink. Because that's what I saw them use, and I'm really good at copying. And you're using wet beads, so you're going to lay one of those down, one of these, another one of those. Ah, it's running away. Hang on. Now you're going to flatten out your brush. Make it super flat on the edges and just swirl it through. Just like that. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And then you're going to keep repeating the same thing all the way down the nail, which I'm going to try. This is getting away from me. I think I made my beads too wet. So, a little blue. And you want to point that down so that the colors run into each other. A little pink. A little blue. Little pink. And then just, if it's not already swirling properly, just move it through. And repeat. I am a fan of this. I like it so far. It did get away from me at first, but I also didn't lay any clear down, which is not great. I should have done that because it keeps it from running all over that plastic tip. Actually, I'm just going to add a little bit of blue and just a touch of the pink. And that should finish it off. But this isn't your typical marble, but it is one that I'm a fan of. I like how it comes out. And you can do whatever color, obviously. And then smush it. So, yeah, do whatever color, obviously. And I'm not going to go through the whole filing process. You know, you guys got a pretty good idea of what that's going to look like. So, let's go through our usual routine. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to be entered in the giveaway. Turn on notifications so you'll know whenever I have new content up. If you guys have any questions, comment down below and I will do my best to answer them. As always, that's what I'm here for. So don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Oh, and as far as the other thing, comment twice. I want to see who listens or who watches the whole thing, just for my own gratification. So comment twice in the comments and your name will be entered twice into the giveaway. And that can be on every video. If you comment twice on every video, you're entered twice for every video. So, as always, thank you for watching.